Excellent. Hello and welcome to the Indie Bandits Twitch and YouTube channel. Joe here, and today I'm joined by Jimmy. How are you, Jim?
I'm pretty good, you?
I am very good. We've got a game with trains, as suggested by Archie, who's also joining us. How are you, Archie?
I'm alright, pal. How are you?
Good. Hello, long player. Welcome to the chat. I hope you like trains, because I do. More than is probably healthy. And Archie suggests this game, and maybe some others, but by the time he'd mentioned this one, I was pretty much sold on the idea. So we'll be playing this and hanging out for a bit. So I guess we'll jump straight in. Longplay asks the question, who doesn't like trains? That's a very good question. I've been trying to get the guys to do something called Sim Sundays, where I get to play a train simulator and they can watch. They're not that keen on it, though.
No.
So,
Not because of the trains, though.
Lies. There are some excellent trains on that game, and everyone should play it all the time. Sorry, I'm just reading this. Crack on. I don't think we need to read something. I'm sure we'll work it out. We know what trains are, don't we?
The rest are just gold diggers who don't have a clue about how this business works.
Longplay says Train Simulator is actually pretty epic dull. It got me through a lot of the early lockdown. To be fair, I did enjoy that game. Just doing long, like 2 hour train trips.
I am the best choice.
Oh, what is my name?
So, boys, let's have a little bit of a train trivia to start this off with.
Oh yeah. I guess we'll
In what year do you think the first practical steam locomotive was first created?
Do you mean
What
George
year?
Stevenson's The Rocket?
I've literally just googled this, and in their first ever train, this was the first thing that came up.
I thought it was like I'm going to say 1788, but
1762.
1762.
What was that one, James?
1762.
Well, the date I have here is
Longplay says
1804.
1475.
1475. I'm sorry, I think Longplay, you were off, unless this is wrong, what I'm reading, you were off by quite a bit.
Away from all
1804, and it averaged less than 10 miles per hour.
And so not much is. Where was it, by the way?
England, I guess. It says Englishman Richard. I cannot pronounce this chap's surname.
Smith. I was going to
Yes.
say it was fucking.
Yeah, no. Richard Burns.
What is his actual surname? How is it spelled?
Trevithick? Trevithick.
My name is
Okay, that's fair
Thomas Clark Durand. Exactly, the head of Union Pacific.
So, congratulations
We will go down in
to
history
Mr.
as
Richard
the ones
Trevithick
who created the
for his-
Transcontinental
for his
Railroad.
steam
And
locomotive.
that, my friend, is your
Which we
job.
are still
George
using today.
Stevenson's The Rocket. That was the
I
first
can
train.
supervise
But
Maybe that was
everything
the
here
first,
outside
like,
right now.
rocket.
I have to meet with some
Yeah, I don't know
politicians
what.
and
Yeah, there's
whatnot.
probably some like technical difference between the two.
well, I don't
First,
think
you should
fans of
familiarize
trains are that
yourself
bothered
with the
about the
basic
technicalities of
Move the
it.
camera in all directions.
Unless you're really
now test the
hardcore on a train.
camera's zoom function.
Yeah, long places we don't really do trains here, as you know. And I remember when me and James were in Canada, which I guess is, North America. It's like, I might
can
remember how
also
long that
rotate the
journey from
camera.
Edmonton
Give it a
to
try.
Vancouver took, James. That
That was
24-hour.
24-hour train, yeah.
Quite the journey.
With that snoring behemoth.
Very good. Now you know.
He was
one
dead
tracks.
boys, though.
The first
That was just
task
me
is
and
to
Archie and
create a
this
rail
gigantic
connection
man who
between
snored
Omaha and Norfolk to the
louder than the
northwest.
train.
Both
And
cities
farted
will
as well,
need a
which is quite
station for
funny.
this.
Yeah.
You already have a
Snoring
station
and
in
farting
Omaha, but you still
simultaneously.
need to build one in Norfolk. To do this, switch to building construction mode.
That's a bit of train trivia, which I remember I was watching a documentary thing a while back, and I might be paraphrasing this, so it's not totally spot on. But the railway in America was built in the way that it was, kind of all higgledy-piggledy, because I think the government at the time paid railway tycoons
Yes.
per mile that they laid, so they used to go in a really weird line, and they also they gave them
They gave them
land
land rights, like
to
100
like either
meters
side of the
either
track,
side.
yeah.
Exactly, that's the one.
So they all ran off and basically like screwed the American government out of tons of money by like just doing these railways to like all over the place. And then there was a bonus given to the first person to connect the west and east coast or something like that. And it just basically provided a
Very
system
good.
for
Now
huge
the
amounts of
Two
corruption.
stations need to be connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track
Oh, dear.
construction mode. Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha.
I
To
guess
do this,
trains are a bit of
select
a
two station tracks,
controversial
one after the
talking
other.
point in the
Then
UK at the
pay
minute
for
with
your
the
train planning.
construction of HS2 down south. That is what it's called, isn't it? HS2.
Yeah.
The I guess our version of the
Now
bullet train
create your
between
first train
Birmingham and
so
London.
that you can set
Yeah,
up the
40
rail
years
line
later
between
than the
your
rest of the world
stations.
built high-speed
I was gonna
trains.
say, yeah, Europe's had high speed rail for 40 years, and they just built it, paid for it, and shut up and got on with it. And now they have the trains and the high speed rail, and no one, now they just use it.
And
The
we
thing
thought
is,
that
like,
was a bad
the coun-
idea for some reason.
Well, the country's so small, the UK, that you really like
Actually, your
being able to
train
get
only
to your
exists on
destination
paper.
15 minutes
It's not
quicker
much
makes
use to
no
you
sense.
without
Like
a
we don't need
locomotive.
high-speed rail in the UK. What we need is better quality trains.
Yes.
That's where the money should have gone. Just upgrade the trains and the network. Don't like make them tiny percentage faster.
I've just got an achievement there.
That is one hell of a steam or smoke pipe thing sticking out the top of that train.
You liking it?
I
Love
am.
love a big smokestack. I think I've built the
Additionally,
train.
each train needs a rail line that passes through all the stations it should stop
So,
at. Now join
know
your
if
two
you've seen
stations to the rail
Long
line by
Play,
selecting them
talking
one
about
after the
how-
other. That's enough
how
for your first
how
rail
Americans
line.
reacted
Now
to
confirm
trains
it so it
because
becomes active.
they don't do anything by halves over there. But he says the controversy on the scale of the local trains in San Francisco and Los Angeles, there were actual riots and stuff, gangsters fighting to shut down trains. That
Is that like
seems a bit
recently, or
much.
was that like the 1930s? Because
Very
I've got a
good.
weird image going on
Now
in my
you can
head.
see
Well,
the
are you
journey your
thinking,
train
like,
will take.
are you
If
Chicago
there's
style
something to
gangsters?
transport,
I
the
think
train
he's
will
talking about I think he's
automatically
talking
take it.
about old school gangsters with the ERS spelling, not gangsters with the AS spelling, because that would also be funny if there was like a
Oh yeah, that's the era.
yeah,
The
not like a
1920s and
rap battle
1930s.
style
However, as each
gangsters
locomotive
fighting.
needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route.
For being such a violent time, there's got a lot of romanticism around the American 1920s and 30s, isn't there?
There's a lot of romanticism
essentially
around
just
every
reminded-
era, isn't there?
Yeah, but like that one's like literally one full of murder and criminals, and yet everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, they were cool characters.
You're not wrong.
Very good. The train is now traveling between
I'd love to know,
Omaha
like,
and Norfolk. But you can do even more.
What
Each
beef,
city
if they
needs
were to
goods
have
from
it,
the
the
surrounding
Bloods and
area.
Crips
For
would have with
example, every
trains if
city
it was like
needs
a
corn.
modern
Look,
day
there is
like
a corn
gangster
farm near
going
Omaha.
against the trains.
Until now, the corn has made it to the
Train
city
travel
in the
doesn't seem very
conventional way,
gangster though, does it?
but we want to change that.
I'm getting the train.
Yeah, you'd be on the lower end of
Rural
lower
train
end of the
station in
cool
marked
scale if you were
location
taking the
with
train
the corn
everywhere.
farm
as a
Yeah.
within
gangster.
its radius.
I can't really imagine the flame like livery. Is it liveries that you put on a car?
I think just decals. I think
Decals,
livery's more for
sorry,
like
yeah.
race cars and stuff. Though it would be
Yeah, the flames along the side of a train. Like,
Yeah. I think long play. What I meant was like kind of how they're portrayed in the movies and stuff. Often as kind of like Robin Hood-esque figures, when in real life they were just kind of like huge dicks. Oh yeah.
I'd be quite disappointed if this game doesn't have the Thomas the Tank Engine expansion pack, where I could fulfill my childhood dream of building a train track on the island of Sordo.
Oh my god.
that
Oh,
would-
we should name all of this stuff after Thomas the Tank Engine.
by all means. Napworth Station, isn't it?
Get
Wouldn't
on
that
it.
mean like all the trains would just be crashing though? Because that seemed to be a regular occurrence on this in Thomas the Tank Engine.
Only if we get some troublesome trucks.
Oh, of course.
I am so stuck on this game. I assume that's the corn farm. Is that corn? Yep. Ah, right. I'm gonna build a little cheaty train station. Boom. At Ward Manor. Oh, you can't name them. Apparently.
What?
Oh, maybe I can.
What?
Maybe
No,
I can
yeah, you
get in on
can.
this and rename Ward
Being
Manor.
able to name. Oh,
There
okay,
you
you
can.
go.
All right. So you just gotta look up the Thomas the Tank Engine names and stuff. I don't think I'm allowed to rename like Omaha and stuff like that. Like sorry people of Omaha, but your city's now called Napworth or something. Oh shit, that was where I was meant to build it. Oh well, fuck. I guess.
Longplay's talking about some of the more Robin Hood-esque type gangster figures. Capone and Bonnie and Clyde, who actually did give money or take money from banks and give it to the poor, and opening soup kitchens as well.
Now connect
I mean, that's
the
not
new
bad,
rural
but I
train
mean, does it
station
condone the sort
into
of
the
criminal
station
aspect
in
of it?
Omaha.
I guess.
And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with a logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be
I don't think our
on the
government's
stretch
any
of
different, to be
tracks
honest.
between
Longplay.
Omaha and Norfolk.
Well,
Your government gets
well,
used by
our-
criminals
This will
isn't.
then
Yeah.
result in a
I don't think
conflict.
it's unique to
Since trains cannot
any
travel through
particular
each
country.
other, you'll need a
That's a
side
fair
track
point.
between Omaha and Norfolk. This
There's
consists
definitely
of
been
one parallel track
some level
and
of
two
criminal
signals.
activity during this lockdown, I would think.
First, create a sidetrack. It needs to be
Government
at least long
handouts and
enough for a
whatnot.
fully loaded train.
To their mates is what I mean, not to the public. How's it so far then, Drew? Railway Empire?
It's good. I mean, because there's trains in that, but I still don't know sure what I'm doing. I think I'm trying to set up a junction, which, you know, everyone who knows trains loves a big old junction. Switch the points and stuff, that kind of crack on. Oh, here we go. How long's a train? He says I need it for a fully loaded train, but oh, look at that. Sidings for some troublesome trucks right there, lads.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, the sentence there from Longplay. This gun-wielding mass murderer opened a soup kitchen, and this one just raised taxes. That sounds like the remember the old Mac and PC adverts,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
but instead of that for criminals. Maybe that's a good way of like ranking criminals. Like we can compare them via quirky TV ads.
Well, I'm gonna need another sidetrack because I've fluffed this up big style.
Whoa.
This building thing isn't very intuitive. Track construction. I can't go through there because apparently I'm not allowed a sidetrack in Omaha. Can I just delete this, mother?
That looked like you were going to do some balls there, Joe.
Could you do that? Do you think you could draw some
Draw some
yeah,
genitalia.
dude.
Oh, I can make a
Oh,
horse.
we horse. Oh, isn't that
Oh.
nice?
Oh, that seems like an expense for a sidetrack.
Was it Longplay's talking about a huge derailment that's been there in New Mexico for decades? Why is that? Why haven't they cleaned that up? Or is it like a tourist attraction now?
It's like it's definitely
If you
become a
leave it long
roadside
enough.
stop in it. It feels like a very American roadside Route 66 kind of attraction, doesn't it?
Funny that. I was down by the
Ah,
you know the wharf in Newcastle, like St. Peter's Basin. Well, anyway, I was down by there where it's got like a lot of the boats just like, you know, tucked away in the port, and there's some old ones that have just like sunk. And they've blatantly been there for like 30 years plus, and like the derailment of trains, it feels like they just haven't bothered like pick it up because I guess it's like part of the scene now. And
Was the tide not just out for that, Archie? 'Cause I've been down there a few
no, I
times.
don't think it was.
No?
It did. I mean, maybe it was. Sorry, yeah,
Excellent.
but you know, but
However,
still,
your
it's like
trains won't
in my
necessarily
eyes, like if someone had been
use the
sunk,
sidetrack,
like it was
as
just
they
lying at
generally
the bottom of the
always take the shortest
the
route.
port for
For
that
this
long.
reason,
I just
you'll
feel like
also
they
have
would
to
maybe like
specify the
get rid
direction
of
of
this.
travel on each parallel track.
We had to walk past them when we did the Hadrian's Wall
Now
walk. Right,
open
the
building
last stage of the
construction
trip
mode.
takes you
Set
past
a
that.
signal
That's the
in the
walk there.
highlighted area
cool.
pointing in the direction of
Did
the
you start
switch.
that in Carlisle, by
Trains
the way,
will
when
then
you
be
did
able to
that?
stop here
And-
with a single track
and-
you can use.
Further
Sorry,
past
and-
Carlisle.
Yeah.
what's it? Bonus on something on Solway.
Oh, okay.
Solway on something. It's like way out on the west coast, and then you walk into Carlisle on the that's the end of the first day is walking into Carlisle.
Very nice.
This game is well more complicated than
Now make sure that
Then
the
it
track
should
can
be.
only be traveled in one
feels
direction.
it. Yeah.
For this
It's,
purpose, set the signal
I'm
so
really
the
struggling
trains
to do
coming
the
from
most
the
basic
opposite
bits, the
direction cannot
tutorials.
pass.
Does it have that indie jank where it's like a little undeveloped in some areas?
What's
no, I
indie
think
jank?
it has. I think
Indie
what-
jank is usually, I feel like, an indie game can be great, but sometimes it'll have some features that maybe aren't polished not
so it's like-
far enough. So it's
It's
got
like
a
clunky type of thing.
little bit of clunk, a little bit
Alright.
of lack of polish in some areas, but
Bit of
Excellent.
clunk, bit of
Now
jank.
do the same on the
why not?
parallel track.
How much
so that
jank
each
does your
parallel
game have?
track
Oh,
has
it's
a
got
different
loads of jank.
direction.
Tons of
Second
jank on this
signal in
game.
the highlighted
There's a
area
term for
will
like
the
games
track
made
to
in Europe
trains
sometimes
coming
called
from the
Euro
opposite
jank,
direction.
where it's just like
Yeah,
because a lot of
don't
games in
mispronounce
Europe,
that.
yeah, don't mispronounce that. Where I think a
Shit,
lot
this
of
is gonna
like
go bad.
lower budget games in Europe, or even like lower than they would be in like maybe, America, some part in the AAA games that get produced in Europe as well. So they always have this like lack of polish that I guess is quite kind of like a charming feature of them now.
All right.
How much Eurojank do you have, James?
I have minimal Euro jank.
Very good.
Eurojank, 7 out of
Try,
sure
10.
that it
try to
wasn't
keep
at
my
all
jank to a
easy.
minimal.
You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in
Looks like you've
guaranteeing
got, like, a
smooth rail operations. You will find
travelator
more
thing going on
information
when
and
you turn
tips
that other
under
screen on.
hints and tips.
Yeah, like Gladiators, or as it was known in
Yeah.
America, American Gladiators. Well, I think I've
Now
completed the
assemble a
game.
new train.
Do we
and give
still
it a
call
locomotive and rail
The
line.
American
Your
office,
new
the
rail line
office
should
in
run
American
via
workplace
Omaha
over
to
here.
Norfolk, so that
Ooh.
the people of Norfolk
Or
can
do we
be
just call it
supplied
the
with
office
corn.
now, or is it just kind of like migrated
I
over
don't
to
know.
kind of like its American name?
I just called it the office, and then I thought it was pretty obvious through like what you were talking about, which
Yeah.
one it was. They're
I
quite
heard it
different.
being called the US office, at
Yeah.
least on
Yeah.
like Comedy Central's websites and that.
Oh,
What? It's the
sacrilege
funny
right
one.
there. It
It's
is
the funny
hilarious. It
I've
is
seen a few
funny.
clips. I saw a clip the other day that I thought was quite funny.
It's not
actually,
it's not funny on the British one though.
In the DMs, Longplay sent a SNL clip, but I wasn't able to watch it on YouTube because it's region locked, and I don't have a VPN on this crack on. But I was able to find it on Facebook, and it was pretty good. It was like a rap video with baby boomers getting vaccinated, and if you like musical comedy, which I do, much like Lonely Island, who I think were also SNL graduates, I guess. It's pretty decent.
Do we have like an SNL equivalent over here, or have we ever had something similar that might not
like
exist
not
anymore?
like a weekly or regular like sketch show plus live show. It's like live sketches, isn't it? It's a
Ant and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway.
Oh no, not that.
that's it. That's one of the
I guess that's probably the closest thing. Yeah, like
that's really popular, by the way. Like Unreal levels are popular.
I don't know, Saturday Night TV. Well, that stuff pulls in quite a few viewers.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like I've never sat down and watched it, and I'm like already like critical of it. But I'm sure it's probably if you just sat down and watched it, you probably could get the odd laugh out of it, you know. But
SNL.
no. Ant and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway.
Oh, I couldn't be asked to watch.
It's very
Yeah.
inoffensive. It's TV to sit and eat. Yeah, I was gonna say takeaway. Yeah, like literally, if you ordered a takeaway for Saturday night and don't want to talk to your family, put that on. I guess it's the
It's on every Saturday then.
yeah. Here we go. Right. I've got to go through Omaha to Norfolk, because apparently the people of Norfolk love some corn. It's like over here, isn't it? I think this is trying to make like the decisions a little bit more intuitive than like say the Transport Tycoon things, but really I think it's somehow more complicated. I mean, it's probably something that's like second nature once you've done it a bit, but
is each segment of the track kind of like based on a grid, like on the
I
terrain?
don't think so. I mean, it probably is under the hood,
Yeah.
but there aren't like essential. Not what I can see. There aren't tiles.
Hmm.
Now assemble a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should travel from the rail station through Omaha to Norfolk. Have I forgot to... I think I forgot to do something.
Can we name each of these places we can name after the three of us?
Yeah. Oh shit, I've buggered this up big style. Right, hang on. Let's just finish this train line now that I think 1, 2, 3. I think that's it done.
Excellent.
There we go.
The corn farm will automatically make
so
use of your train because the
We'll
cities
go
along your
alphabetical
rail
order.
line are
Archie, you can be the
demanding
corn farm.
Conventional transportation
we
is
can't rename
more
the
costly
towns?
for the farm.
We can only rename...
What?
We're still
You
missing
mean
something.
Banditville will not become a
Locomotives
reality?
wear
Hang
out
on.
over time and
Archie's
need to be
farm.
regularly maintained so they can perform their
Hang on.
duties more reliably. For
Archie's
this
farm.
purpose, there needs to be at least one maintenance building
Omaha.
on each rail line where
there we go.
locomotives can be serviced if
That can be
necessary.
Banditville because that's like the main one, isn't it?
Construct such a maintenance building at your
That's the
station
train
in Omaha
station, but
now.
the town still gets
To do
called
this,
Omaha. Apparently
select
you're
the
not allowed
station
to
itself and expand
rename
the station
Omaha.
with this building.
Nor can you rename Norfolk, but I can rename Norfolk train station.
Norfolk train station should be I don't know. Geotropolis.
Ah, I like Norfolk and Way.
Zootopia.
Geotopia. I like Geotopia as well. It's less silly, I guess. But you can't rename the towns. Oh, construct such a maintenance building. Do you think that's a maintenance station?
So, I've got some indie news, I guess, that I was going to bring up.
Go for
And I
it.
think it'd be funny to get your fellas' opinions on this, and anybody who's in the chat as well. So apparently, Sony just recently, without warning, well, with minimal warning, I guess, went down and shut down their stores for the PlayStation 3 and the Vita, and I think the PSP as well. And obviously, some consumers are kind of saying, "What you're doing this for?" Blah blah blah. But you got to think, well, how much is this getting used? But there was a larger part of this where apparently there was quite a few indie developers still like making games for the Vita, since it's a relatively okay platform and has its dedicated fan base. And now all those games, I don't know how many. I imagine it's not that many.
We've been lollygagging for
Are just
long
cancelled
enough.
now. Like
I
they've
need to
got
return
nowhere
to
to put
Washington
them
for further
because Sony
miserable
didn't give like
negotiations
fair
with our
warning
representatives of the people.
about I guess
I've
what they were
written a
doing
task
to
list
anybody.
for you.
So they just
Take a look at it,
literally
complete
pulled the
tasks
plug
within
on
the
like
given time
three
period.
platforms.
Do not disappoint me.
And
Long play.
yes,
says-
and Longplay.
Yeah, go
Yes,
for
sorry,
it.
do you want to say that?
No, after you.
Right. Longplay just said, right, I've actually spent the last week downloading my PSP and Vita titles. Right. As far as I'm aware, like, if you've already downloaded those games and they're on your download list, you're still able to retrieve them. You're just not able to make any new purchases. So, for instance, if you had, like, even any AAA game, for instance, say it was like the Deus Ex game, because I knew that had, like, some DLC attached to it as well, you can't get that anymore. That's just, like, totally out of bounds to you.
It seems a bit odd to have pulled that out and not even give people enough time to kind of figure out a way around it, especially the developers. That's terrible.
Well, I've heard the
Yeah,
way
like-
around it is piracy, which obviously is,
It's
carries
gonna
its
be.
own issues, which I don't know. There's quite a big hoo-ha around this, isn't it? I've seen people saying just pirate the games if they're not gonna make them available. It's like it's almost your duty to pirate them, which is like awful, but
Can we take a ride in the train, Joe?
Yeah. Just, I guess close your eyes now. Oh, hang on. Right along. Yes, you
There
flipping
we
can.
go.
Nice. Can you pull the whistle? You can.
Do it.
Nice.
Oh, this is the game right here.
I think the biggest conversation that's coming out of this, what Sony have done more than anything, is kind of the lack of care for the preservation of kind of their history, which I can kind of like understand. Really, like they've got like loads of titles, like especially from like the PlayStation 1 days. That are just like, well, I think like you just said, Drew, the only way you can access them is by piracy. And obviously, we don't condone that. Like, well, I don't condone that at least, like at all. But
Surely
it's
got to be like a, I don't know, like a charitable association or something. Do you know what I mean? That exists, like, I don't know, like the Smithsonian or some kind of like museum or something that can just
or just do what
let you keep
good
it.
old game
Just go,
does, and
we're
just
gonna download them all, and they're here now. And like if they stop providing the support etc. for them, then it can go to this like Games Preservation Society or something like that. That would be who I would do it. Ooh.
So Longplace just said when they did the big purge of indies back a few years ago, right after the Vita came out, they literally deleted them off your Vita, and he was developing a title for the Vita at the time.
Ugh.
It's not good, that, man. Sorry to hear that, Longplay. That must be very, very frustrating. It is bizarre though to me. Like, it's just another win for like Microsoft, because as far as I know, they haven't done that, and you can still go play all your old Xbox games on. Well, providing you've got a Series X, you can play them all on that. Just shows a better, more consumer-friendly and I guess developer-friendly like approach to things.
I think I meant to stop riding this train and actually like check out what he has.
No.
We'll get back on the second. I've got some tasks.
What are the tasks?
So
Oh, we'll check those pics afterwards. I think
Specify which picks,
Unless-
James.
of the
it's
trash
me
dump
nudie. It's
and
me
the
nudies,
trains.
Archie.
Connect Omaha and North Platte or Platte. I don't know.
Platte.
I guess I can highlight these things. Pierre. Fargo. Oh, there you go. Bismarck. North Platte. There you go. Let's see what it's called. I'll get on this and then we'll ride our new train. Small train station. Train station. Aye. Ah. We have some issues here that I can't join these mothers because of farms and stuff.
Yeah, so Long Play is saying, but yeah, I'd spent a couple thousand and loads of time working on an AR title for the Vita. Then they just
Good.
announced out of
That's
nowhere
finished.
they were ending
You're
the entire
making
platform
progress.
at the end of the month or so. Man, that must be so annoying. That's the equivalent of like doing loads of work, having your computer crash, then it all gets like deleted during the crash.
That'd be
Who were gonna say it's
infuriating.
the equivalent of doing loads of work and then not being able to do it, which would be actually just what it is. I
so,
thought
yeah.
Archie was getting ready for like the worst analogy I've ever heard.
So doing all that work, then deciding to stop and not do it anymore. Yeah, I've heard a lot of like Sony are incredibly difficult to work with, from what I've heard at least.
Is that like Sony everywhere or the local?
Well, no, I think
affiliates, local
Sony
parties,
everywhere.
Or the
Sony,
overriding parent company. Do you get me?
like, I
Like,
think, yeah, it'd be Sony Interactive, I imagine. I think they just work separately from the rest of Sony. But I've absolutely no idea. Like,
can I go to Omaha? Apparently, I can't go to Omaha. Why can I not go to Omaha?
So what I heard with Sony back in the day and why they became like Sony Interactive is because you had like Sony America, Europe, and Japan. And in order to get one of your games published on their platform, like through them, you'd have to get approval from all three of those different parts of the same company. And if one of them said, no, we don't think this is a good idea, like that'll be enough just to make it like, to not get that approval to go on their platform.
So they just streamlined the process.
So I think they
company,
spent a lot of
alright.
time like trying to streamline the process into just Sony Interactive, so you know it'd be less of a headache for the developers. Seems to have been successful, I think. Oh my god! So apparently they used to just hire devs, relocate them to offices in Hawaii, and then lay them off at the end of the project. And there are almost no dev houses over there.
Oh my god.
Yikes! A strange industry.
It's very exploitative, isn't it? If it's
Oh yes.
if it's workers.
On the industry itself, or so.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just the whole community. If it's workers, if it's customers, like it's really not a nice one.
There's very few. There's obviously some nice companies amongst it, I'd think, but I think there's not enough companies who are kind of like making a stand to kind of like change it. You know, like wages in the industry. Like you could be a programmer, senior programmer, for instance, in the industry, and you'll be getting paid like considerably less if you're doing more or less the exact same job in not in games, for maybe just like your standard like software developer. And with all the money that's in game development, that's constantly going into it, I don't know. It just feels the wages don't necessarily always meet up with the talent you're hiring.
Do you think it's maybe because they take advantage of the fact that people are kind of, want to get into games because it's like a passion of theirs,
Yeah,
so like they go,
100%
well, we
that.
don't have to offer the best wages because people just want to be a part of the games.
Yeah, 100% believe it's that, because at the end of the day, would you rather work on a video game or would you rather work on the next version of Microsoft Excel? You know what I mean? Like...
Excel.
Excel. But I guess, after so long, when you probably get a bit older and a bit more jaded and you see you want a bit more cash, you probably won't care about working on games anymore. I think it's definitely it's definitely like a young person's industry, and I think that's maybe where they can get away with some of the
Yeah, I think maybe
exploitative behavior.
for like working for a big company possibly, but I think if you're on your own and you're doing your own passion project, then that's obviously a different situation. Obviously, the more people that are doing that these days, the better. 'Cause me and Joe and Chris were having a chat the other night about the lack of creativity in games these days, and how kind of indie games are really the biggest outlet for creativity in games these days.
100%.
So the more indies, the better, really.
100%. So Long Plays just listed 3 things here as to why I guess he believes the industry is so exploitative. He says there's a glut of idiots ready to be exploited. The buyers literally don't care and are often severely abused. And the entertainment
abusive.
arts industries... Abusive, sorry. Yeah. Thank you, James. The entertainment arts industry are all very exploitative.
Yeah, for sure.
I've heard
Take
that. I've heard the...
advan-
Sorry, James.
No, I was just going to say it's the same thing. They take advantage of people's passion for it. Like people want to be in movies because they love movies. People want to be in games because they love games, and they take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's like jobs that people would actually want to do.
Yeah.
in a sort of weird way.
I've heard the film industry is much worse than games, though. Like,
Wow. And that probably takes some beating, right?
well, I know the game industry is like a relatively nice place to work. Like in terms of like you meet very nice people there. The people in there are generally quite kind and whatnot. It's just in terms of being financially rewarded for there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, many long hours. It doesn't necessarily what's the right word? They don't. The amount of work you put into it isn't always necessarily like seen in your paycheck at the end of the month.
Mm.
And I've heard with film, I mean, they honestly just sound like, I don't know, like modern sweatshops, without meaning to sound crass, like. It's like crazy when you see like films and you see like the credits at the end, and it gets to like all the VFX houses that have had to collaborate to put like a Star Wars film or something, and it's just like hundreds and hundreds of names of people.
Have a nice little.
That's
tool
cool.
around
Long
here.
Players just said he's one of those VFX houses.
John,
Did you work on the Star Wars?
Nope.
Is there anything we would,
Oh, okay.
anything we would have
Recognize. Oh, no.
heard about or recognized? Yeah.
Should we all just start
All right,
guessing?
fair enough.
Just guess all the films
Just
ever
keep
made. and
guessing
stuff like that.
until we get one.
Are you on this? Are you on that? This is a.
I like the sounds in this game. I think they're quite nice. You know, the
I'm gonna build a
sound
track and then we'll
production.
go for a ride along because I think I've run out of money. We might be getting the game over. I don't understand why I can't build a train from North Platte to the other place. It just keeps telling us no, and I've kept trying, and I can't build a railway here because I've got any money. So I guess we'll guess those people don't get a train. They've got a station, but it doesn't go anywhere. So we can't ride along on small train station in Cheyenne or Cheyenne. I don't know how it's pronounced. So we'll find another train. I'll go look for some of my trains. Train list.
Ooh, are we
Right, the
are we allowed to know which
Jovian
movie you're
Abandoned
working on
Train.
long play?
Are you working on all 5 Avatar sequels by yourself? And that's why they've been taking so long to come out. Like, oh, okay.
That's still pretty cool though. Preacher 6. Nice.
Let's see what this.
Joe, is there only one? No, there are 2 train lines making money and one is bleeding. The Geotopia to Banditville line, is that losing money?
Yeah, but I don't know why. I think I've broke. What's this crap one? I think he's lost though. So Bandaville is Omaha, and Geotopia is Norfolk, and he's losing money. But Archie's farm to Geotopia is making a killing, and North Platte to
why-
Geotopia is making a killing, and New Rail Line doesn't exist. So I just wanted to delete it. Right, I've got this locomotive. He's looking canny. He's going to do his things now.
Can you name the locomotives?
Probably. I'm going to get.
Oh, right, they
separately.
have to be after the Thomas cast.
Oh, I put Bandaville on twice. See, every time I go to Norfolk, it just goes. You cannot go through there to North Platte. So, but it doesn't quite explain to me why I can't. As if like there should be like an obvious reason.
The line's not broken anywhere, is it?
No, because there's a
Is there-
train that goes from North Platte to Norfolk. So who knows? Who knows?
But you can't go Norfolk to North Platte. Is that because there's a train going the other direction? Kind of need another line.
But like, I built a little line. I built one of those like American Gladiators Travelators thing.
There's only one line there, isn't there?
No, if you zoom in, there's 2.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah,
Okay.
I've been all on that. Who
Hang on,
knows?
because it's red at the end. So zoom out.
that's me.
That's at the signals.
And there's
they're
me
both
signals,
red.
Yeah.
It's red at the other end as well. Is that maybe a problem with the signals?
No, because look,
Or
you
not?
can tootle. You can too. I'll delete him and have a look now. Look, this is the North Platte to Joetopia train, which is between the two, between North Platte and Norfolk. But it won't let it, like, carry on its route. Is that... Ah! I've just worked out why. Look. There's a siding here. Clip thing. Right, look. Siding here. Boom. Done. Build that crack on. Siding here. Boom. Build that crack on. Now everywhere's connected. I'm having a go now.
Boom.
It's just, it's happening. New rail line. Go on. Set up rail line. Boom. From Beertown, Norfolk, to... North Platte to him. Come on, can you keep going? Yeah, boy. You can go to that other train station because I accidentally built that one. Worked it out. That was very silly. You'd only work that out if you like proper zoomed into the station, but I don't know if you saw it. There was a line emerging from one side and not from the other. Oh, look, horses. He's having a little... oh, he's taking a wide line. It's not the optimum racing line for that horse. So anyway, let's get aboard this train. It's not. He's not having it. How did you... do you remember how I rode the train? Get out of this menu. Get out of this menu. Oh, there's too many menus. Is this what you're talking about? The jank, Archie?
Possibly.
Just menus. How did I ride along? Centre train. Boom. Oh, careful, yeah, he took my head off. Here's the... here's centre we will save that now that Deeks at it. We would ride along the second it has to stop, wouldn't we?
Is this where it fills up with, or are we just waiting for another train?
Waiting for the track to clear. To be fair, I should have put this at the end of the section. Longplayer loves that as a first person view. You know what? I remember having the, like, not the remake, but the Transport Tycoon for the PlayStation, which had a 3D mode, which ran horrendously slowly. Like, it slowed down the game speed to, like, snail's pace. It would take you, like, hours to finish, like, 1 year in the game. And it did allow you to, like, ride along the train. But it was just, like, incredibly slow. Oh, it went so slow, it's decided to autosave. Yeah, I remember Longplay says you've got to wait. You've got more American realism by having it have to wait for other trains. I mean, this does happen. I guess everywhere in the world, like trains have to wait and like wait for sections of track to clear up. But it's probably more embarrassing in the US because there is only like one train, and it's not like a busy network of trains. It's just like here's the one train of the day, and it has to wait for 3 hours because we didn't schedule the other train in the opposite direction to use the track at a different time.
Maybe they forgot to put those little bits in that you...
Or they've planned it exactly like I've done with the... as you can see, I've stupidly put the signal right at the start of this section of track. Does this mean it's never going to actually get undone? I'm thinking I might have broken it. Yeah, I've broken it. That's why. So I'm going to have to flip him around. There we go. And then I have to flip this one around so the one... Yeah, I put them at the wrong ends. So then I flip him around. There we go. Right, let's get back on these trains. That's my bad. That was a management issue.
Hey, look at that Joetopia to Bandittville line now.
Should we get on that? Get on that one. Let's have a deeks.
Let's make that one.
Right along. Oh, there we go. And that's how you get through. Is it gonna just... Oh, all my trains just pulling up to signals. Let's have a look down the other side.
Can you not control the signal?
Well, it's automated.
Yeah, that might be a bit dangerous, that
oh, look at this. Get ready for high levels of action here. See this train off in the distance and these two birds in the top right of the screen.
Alright, yeah.
I think those birds are going to have a go at that train when it gets here.
It's about to happen, isn't it?
It is. Look,
Right,
here's the train.
Side, Joe.
Deeks out.
Don't
Might take
get
your
away
head off.
from
You
the
don't
good
stick your
side.
head out of a train as an oncoming train passes. Look, I can get on the front as well. Oh,
Oh, look at that.
this is like Thomas levels of excitement. I'll get back on the edge here. Oh, I like the
Hello,
little...
Paul.
Look, ta-ra. little American flags and that on it. That one's full of corn, I'm guessing.
I thought
I
it
guess
was
it just
bananas
fills
for
up
some
with
reason.
whatever it needs. In Transport Tycoon, you picked what like cars you'd have at the end of the thing. Oh, it's off the line quick, isn't it?
No, that's
That has-
acceleration that I wouldn't have expected from
From
such an old train.
Or a modern train. To be fair, I don't think light rail locomotives get off the line that quick. Oh wait, we're off to Banditville. This seems like the worst place to stick your head out. It feels like my head's gonna get taken off at every. Whoa, that was close. Yeah. Whew. There should be more. Well, I was gonna say there should be more games like this. There is, and it's known as Train Simulator, and this is what it's like for about 90% of the game. And it's incredibly difficult. But
So are these towns growing in size the more
I think so.
train connections you do?
Oh,
I
look
think
at these
so.
fellas
Look,
getting
there's
on.
at least 8 people.
I've got a golden ticket for the train.
The thing is, it wouldn't let the like train travel through the other train station, but it can flip on a dime essentially to like do a U-E, if you get me. Like the train's totally fine
I
to.
mean, what it's just done there.
Maybe I've broken it. Oh well, he's fine. He's fine. Right, now we've got to build that other train station. Am I making money though? Is this guy making
Looks
money?
like it.
He hasn't been anywhere yet.
Oh, speed. Look at that.
Go faster.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Can you go faster?
This looks pretty sharp, eh? Pretty quick, cheeky train going on here.
We'll see someone tied to the tracks up further up here.
And a guy with a massive,
Like Twizzly
massive
mustache.
Longplay says go fast, turn left. You don't have to turn left, it's a train. You don't even have to worry about the steering. Though I have managed to derail many a train on a Train Simulator. I was actually talking to Secret Bandit Dom the other day, and because Train Sim World was on sale on PlayStation Store, and Dom is also a big train fan. Nobody says the NASCAR joke motto. I like NASCAR actually. I'm one of these like weirdos who, I don't know. I got into it whilst it was actually before the pandemic, but I remember I used to just put it on whilst I was doing work. The second I got a second monitor, I found out that like YouTube would put on like full NASCAR races, and they were about like three and a bit hours long. So you could just have it on whilst you're doing work, and obviously like the commentator would tell you if like something was happening. So they're just obviously like just doing that loops, and then you'd watch people like start shuffling through the pack.
Oh,
I was like,
train
this is-
passing. Train passing.
Oh, well, essentially this is how NASCAR works. Like you're waiting for ages, everything's going along, but yeah, and then you just like
So
it
what is-
ebbs and flows.
What does NASCAR commentary sound like? Is like,
It sounds
He's on the
exactly
turning
what
left,
you'd
turning
imagine.
left.
Turning left.
and he's
They're
turning
turning
left,
up.
and he's on the street, he's turning left, and he's overtaken, he's turning left.
No, there's a lot of there's I guess there's accents that I don't want to attempt to impersonate, but I can tell they're not the typical American accents we get on most of the programming that we get from over the states, because they're usually not I guess coastal types. I guess if you want to say they're not New Yorkers and or like Californians. So you have the proper like typical. I'm trying not to laugh at a long place comment. You have this like typical what like I guess like if you've watched TV shows would be like the hick accent, I guess. But it's obviously that's because that's the only time we ever hear that accent. You know, like the hillbilly accent. This, you know, and. It does sound like, I guess, like how South Park did it as well, like the accents they were doing, but I guess they were around the parts where like NASCAR was quite popular as well anyway. I don't know. It's definitely American. That was the best way I'd put it. The commentary is very American in its delivery, as in like they will constantly try and act like it is all really, really exciting. Instead of just occasionally like going, right, the race is settling in and we're just gonna wait for people to make a move. They've got like 500 laps to do. No one's gonna send it up the inside on lap 1 because that's just insane. You know what I mean? You've got to just like stay in with a chance, I guess. You know, it's like you watch people in like the long bicycle races or like long foot races or like marathons and shit like that. Like they just all keep up the pace. No one like guns it and like runs like 200 meters ahead of everyone else in the peloton, kind of thing. It's a sport of ebbs and flows.
Do you boys want another train fact that's quite close to home?
Yes.
Hit us.
Is about
Right.
the
Now
Newcastle
sit down.
Gateshead Metro.
No, actually, bloody hell, I didn't even think about pulling that one out the bag. But according to this website I'm on, which is called Fun
Pornhub.
Railway Facts, babestation.com.
This lady says she really likes guys who like trains.
I
This
just
lady I'm
texted this
currently
lass
on
on
the
the
phone
TV.
Oh god.
Sorry, Archie. Do go on with your
No
train.
worries.
I do want to
It's
hear. I do actually want to hear the train fact.
The first ever locomotive hauled railway in the world was the Stockton to Darlington route. It opened in September 1825, and George Stephenson's revolutionary Locomotion 1 pulled the train.
Nice.
Now, isn't that interesting?
Tell you what, the models
is
on
classic.
Babe Station these days are just full of facts, aren't they?
They know their shiz about railways, don't they?
Oh, tell us a fact about trains, pet.
Those politicians in Washington.
Longplay says women who like trains in your area. There's no trains in my area. Who told you that? I don't like
As
trains
you can
that much.
see, Cheyenne is still a little town hoping for an upswing caused by the railroad connection. But a
I also
city will
read that
only attract new
when
inhabitants
trains, like when
if it
the
is supplied
railway
with enough
was
goods.
first introduced, people were so
Cities
suspicious
receive
of it, and they
basic
thought
goods
it should
from the
be
surrounding area. If you
like
construct
it shouldn't
stations
run
in the
on a
right
Sunday,
places
the day of
and
rest.
establish rail lines, your
But this
trains
is
will
back
be
in
used
like
to transport
1889,
goods,
so
and you
No,
will
but
be
there are-
Because
there are
trains need to
rules.
go to church
transportation.
as well.
But for this, you
So
have to
imagine
know
a
what
church
goods the city
full of
actually needs.
trains.
There's definitely a
Going up
Thomas
to
the
get
Tank
that
Engine
communion
episode
wafer.
where
Any city's current
where like
needs.
Thomas like
Now
forgets to
select
brake at a
Cheyenne
siding and goes
and
through
view
the
the
side of a
city's demand
church,
for goods.
and then the priest like I don't know delivers the Eucharist to his face, like blesses him because that happens.
That sounded like something would happen in a crap action movie.
No,
I'm gonna
but it
deliver
always
the Eucharist to his face.
this is what happens in every Thomas episode. They go through the facade of something. Usually a building with people in it, and the people inside aren't like, holy shit, a train
killed.
just crashed through the wall of my small business. They're like, oh, he crashed into the
Is that
buffet.
like when they shave Duck when he goes
Exactly.
into the side of the barber?
When Duck goes through the barbers, the guy is like, I can't believe you just smashed through the wall of my barber shop. I'm gonna shave you, as if like the train needed shaving. It's like that'll teach him. Free service.
Probably like,
My
"Oh,
insurance won't
thanks
pay
the
for
clean."
this.
Yeah, I was growing a bit of stubble there, said Duck.
To be honest, the guy who wrote Thomas the Tank Engine was a priest, wasn't he? He was a reverend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reverend W. Audrey or something like that.
Something
so
Like that, yeah.
there's a lot of like sanctimonious lesson giving in Thomas, isn't there? You can tell you did tell his day job was just telling people how to live their lives.
Jesus is the only savior, Percy.
James, the sinful engine. Oh, shit,
You're worse than the devil himself, James.
Said Gordon.
To be honest,
Can I talk to you about the blessings of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Asked Edward.
Piously. I love it. I think I'm making a train line. Oh, it's just gonna. do
Well, I've
loop
none of
track.
that heathen crap, said the fat controller.
I've got to deliver these communion wafers to the children.
Jesus. This is why we need to do more train related streams. This is why I think Simpsons
Every
should be a
episode
thing.
is a communion wafer disaster.
The communion wafers are all over the bloody track now, Thomas.
I don't remember them
You're-
saying bloody in Tom's Attack.
For your tomfoolery.
Where's he from? Like,
Island of Sodor
Yorkshire?
brings a lot of people over because it's it's a place close to God.
Jesus. It's right along on you train. Jesus, they didn't need to dig out all of this. Couldn't they
They
just put the
built
track
the
on
trench.
top of this? Yeah, they just
Don't they go the other way? Don't they dig like? Don't they build the track up
build
off the ground?
mounds. Yeah.
Yeah. Not here.
Not in.
Twice the
Where
work
are we?
for
Are
the
we in,
same
like,
outcome.
Are
Let's
we
do
in,
something
like,
that costs more money.
hang on, we're in like Nebraska, North Dakota. Hang on, I'm trying to think of the places we've seen. Are we in Wyoming? Are we
Down
around
to
that
Sordo.
road? Cheyenne, is that in Wyoming? Obviously, we're turning this into the Isle of Sodor, though. Hell be damned if Thomas had an American flag on him. That lad's that's his British.
You'll only have
as
the
muppets.
flag of our saviour.
Longplay's talking about. I think you have this one on DVD, don't you, James? The one where they punish Henry. He says, "I'll never forget the one where they take." Jimmy has the first 2
I've
seasons
got
on DVD.
Thomas on DVD.
Yeah,
I'll
I know that
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
flipping tune. Yeah, see the one where they take an engine who loves to run and enjoy the sunlight but goes too fast and they brick him up in a shed and turn him into a generator. We all know the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis version of Edward's theme is an absolute
What
clubland
a
banger.
tune, man.
That is one worth looking up.
I think it's definitely worth mentioning that Archie's favourite engine is Edward, in which case that gives
Tells you
you
a
no
lot
right
about-
to discuss any other engines.
Tells
on
you a
Thomas
lot
the
what
Tank Engine.
about Archie's
That is like
personality.
that's the Coldplay of Thomas the Tank Engine engines. That Archie, that is middle of the road. Edward
on,
never does anything.
He had the best theme tune.
Theme tune aside, I like my engines to have a bit of sass.
What about Donald and Douglas? They were my close second.
What were they Scottish ones? Fuck
Well,
no,
it's-
said Donald.
As best as Ringo Starr could manage, yes.
Yeah, Ringo Starr, a proud Scouser doing.
Hey, that's a point. Did Ringo do the narration up in the in North America as well?
I don't know. They changed over to Michael Angelis, who died recently. God bless him.
Aye.
He passed away not too long ago. The voice of later seasons of Thomas the Tank Engine.
I was always the OG Thomas series man. It was never the same after
After
Ringo
Ringo
left.
It wasn't after they got the Wii ones out. Then
You had George Carling was the narrator for Thomas the Tank Engine
that can't be right, can it? Is that
on
a
the long
joke?
play.
Am I thinking of the right George Carlin who doesn't
Comedian.
Yeah. Can't be.
Well, why not? We
don't
had
know.
Ringo Starr.
Yeah,
who
we
was
had
the
a-
I
biggest
guess
musician.
So, but I've seen George Carlin's stand up, and it's just kind of like.
If you get the
fact
Thomas gig, Joe, you take the Thomas gig.
that- I guess so. But
Paul wants a Beatles reunion, Ringo, but there's also this Thomas the Tank Engine series that's starting.
Thomas, sod the Beatles. That's what he said.
Hopefully, I've got Mark Hall.
I do like the idea that that actually Thomas the Tank Engine was the natural progression for any Beatle. It's like, yeah, you did the whole Fab Four thing, but you wanna really taste success. You've got this show; it's gonna be big. Scale models on scales you've never seen before.
Off the scale models.
they are mad models. Have you ever seen like making of shit? Like they had like massive.
Oh yeah, it's really impressive.
Like they had
Yeah,
like,
like the
6 foot
sets,
tall
they're, like-
viaducts.
Yeah, they're so full of like many micro details. It's great. Like,
Is the fat controller called Mr. Conductor in the US?
I think it's called that over here now. I think that would change him to be, so this wasn't referred to as the fat controller.
His actual name is Sir Topham Hatt.
It's pretty mean, isn't it? Like just calling
so
him
everyone
the
just
fat
calls him
controller.
the Fat Controller.
It's
But-
very to the point though.
I know.
Hello, Thomas. Hello, fat controller. Oh, why do you have to bring that up?
Right, that's enough of that.
I've
No,
had
I
nothing
told
but
you.
tomfoolery.
My name is Sir Topham Hatt. It's like, who knighted you? Who knighted you? Fat Controller. The C didn't originally stand for controller either. But
When he was getting knighted, the Queen messed it up as well. Sir Fat Controller. It's Topham Hat, man. What?
Oh, these are clouds. I thought it was like fog of war, which would make no sense in this kind of game, would it?
Yeah, that makes zero sense, Joe.
I thought like, oh, your trains can't see what's going on. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's like in the intro video to this, there's like, like pirates. Know what they're called? Land pirates. You know what they're called? Cowboys. That's it. You know what I mean?
Land pirates.
You know what I mean. Why is Cheyenne to Archie's farm still not making any moolah? Actually, I don't think it's gone anywhere yet. We'll see what happens once he gets here. Yeah, the video had like cowboys and crack on, so I'm just thinking maybe sometimes you'd get like cowboys robbing your stuff, so maybe that's why there's like a fog of war.
I don't think cowboys robbed things, Joe. I think
What
you're
am I
thinking
thinking of then?
like I don't
Bandits.
know, like bandits. Yeah.
Like the name of the
I think
channel.
if you were
we
a
run.
cowboy, you weren't a criminal.
It's all yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of like bandits or banditos. And
There you go,
Longplay, you
bandits.
are correct. Yep, I know. There's our dark secret.
of
We're called
bandit
the
are you?
indie bandits, and we don't even know.
We
Well, I
rob,
don't.
we don't rob trains, but apparently there's a career in it.
What matter, mate? Well, they were bandits then, not cowboys. Well, I've got tons of wedge. I can build some train tracks, which is, I guess, the point of this game.
Yeah, you just seem to be like following trains around there.
I'm having the time of my life. I'm loving this. I'm just like, let's go on a fake train ride. Actually, I've got a list of places to. Oh, I've done it. I've got to deliver cattle to Denver. Does this cover all the way to Denver? I didn't. Oh, there's. I'm gonna call it Ratton, but it's probably not called Ratton. And there's
Raton.
it says Santa Fe, which I guess is just called Santa Fe. And
Santa.
there's
Is this the
Amarillo.
way to
I thought you'd mention that. I don't think
Is
Americans
this
there.
the way to Dodge City?
Oh,
Hang on, I've already forgot what my job was. Cattle to Denver. Where's Denver? Wichita. That's Kansas. Dodge City. Oh, there's Denver. Oh, it's right next to Cheyenne, which I don't think is geographically accurate, but it could be.
This is definitely a one-to-one map of America.
yeah. You've just been told where to go by Longplay, but you found it now.
I found it because my... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how much I've ruined local road traffic management with this weirdly placed station. Look at all this. Guess that can be the parking. Right. Oh, but I also need to find cattle, don't I? I mean, they're not just... Cattle to Denver. I should have probably orientated that station based on where the cattle are. Do you think Kelly Ranch has got some cows? That looks like a cow, doesn't it? I'm a city boy, me. I don't know what cows are all about, so I'll just
Yeah, a station to put outside Kelly's ranch.
yeah, to deliver cows. Look,
That's canny if you live at Kelly's ranch, isn't it?
Well,
Your own
it's-
train
it's-
station outside.
there we go.
You gotta take the 915 through Kelly's ranch.
That was quite good, James. I mean, Longplay's probably like, what the fuck was that supposed to be? But I thought that sounded quite impressive.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? Wait, you think that's what any of us sound like? Yeah, I can't do an American accent at all. Kelly's Ranch 2, Denver. Look at that. Yeah, I don't care about the news. Get stuffed. But I forgot to buy a train. There we go. And where's Kelly's Ranch? Let's get aboard the Kelly's Ranch train. Oh, there's that one cow I'm delivering.
Oh, it's definitely worth building an entire train ride.
For those two
I would have
cows.
They're not even getting on. They don't have tickets.
Oh,
They've got done
those
by the
idiots.
checky.
They've missed it. They've missed the
Hang on,
train.
head out the window. Yeah, as Longplay says, that was an English person doing an American accent, which we hear from actors all the time. It's probably as funny as Americans doing English accents. To be honest, I think more of us get jobs doing acting jobs as yous than yous get acting jobs of us. I think there's more like British actors doing like American roles and getting away with it than the other way around.
There seems to be anyway in film and TV for sure.
I think we have too many accents. I think that's the problem. I would
There's
hear
a little
this.
bit too much nuances in the
Yeah,
the
and
accent.
it's like, whereas like, I don't know. You meet people and we kind of do the "Hey, like, aren't you from?" and just immediately, and it's like you're in a pretty good like ballpark of a small area, and I don't know. I've heard Americans being like, "What state are you from?" I'm like, surely just your accent would give it away, but there's not that much of a difference. There are some major differences, and a lot of ones, but like not too many defining linguistic features of most accents to make them like fully, like instantly recognizable from a certain place. Though there is
there's like geographical areas, aren't there, where the accent changes quite drastically, but
yes,
it's difficult to
it's
pinpoint
down,
you to like a
It's
a
down
state
to
or
migration patterns generally, not obviously the lines drawn between states. I mean, that's the same anywhere in the world. It's not like the second you go, you're no longer in this county, you're not allowed to talk like that. It's like, there's not there's not always an immediate cut-off. But there's a really cool, I think I was mentioning this last time, the series on, I think it's Wired's YouTube channel, where this voice coach goes through, it's a 3-series video where he goes through all the accents, and well, not all the accents, but a lot of accents in North America with various linguists. And I thought it was like really cool. It's like I didn't know there was that much going on, especially since most of these accents don't get any like mass media time. If you get me, like the accents from like Rhode Island that are like mental, in a good way, but just you kind of like, I can't believe there are people that like speak like that. All their means of speaking English are so different to anything I've ever heard before, that all the rules are different, that you're like, they're speaking English, but like I've never heard anything like it. It's incredible, some of the stuff. So I would recommend that. I forget what it's called. I forget the name, but it's on Wired's channel, and the guy does a load of other videos on linguistics, and he's quite good. I would assume he's doing American accents, so he could be actually proper shite at all of them, but who am I to know?
I like the old-timey West, like that type of accent. The guy who owns the ranch type of accent in the movies. I quite like that one. It's got like a nostalgia and quaintness to it.
I really like that. I really like a lot of the New England accents, the ones that are all non-rhotic, like ours. Where you where like AR sounds at the ends of words. We don't pronounce the R consonant in them. We just make them longer vowels.
That's come from the Irish, hasn't it?
A lot of
When the
Irish
Irish
migration
moved over
apparently
there.
is the crack on, but
Because they do that with their R's.
yeah. So it's like when we say car, and like Americans will pronounce the R in the end of car and be like car, which sounds stupid when I do. Though Longplay does mention it's to have a pronounced accent in the US is not a good idea because of like the cultural connotations of having one. It's like we said when I was talking about the NASCAR commentary, it's like their pronounced accent. I mean, they probably do it intentionally because I don't know. You want your commentators, I guess, to sound like you. I think there's something very true of like football over in the UK, that the commentators don't do anything to hide their regional accents because they're meant to be like the everyman. You don't want your commentator speaking to you like they're like a duke or something to watch the footy. But I think in most cases you'll not get a job against someone who speaks in a way that is generally perceived as being more intelligent, which is not true. Like, your accent is not an indication of your intelligence in any way, shape, or form. You can have like, keep in mind the Higgs boson guy is a Geordie, so he's probably quite smart. So I believe he's dead. We'll see.
I like the old when you watch like old commentary or old news reports from the 50s and around about that time.
The old-timey newsreel boys.
Welcome
Welcome to the news.
Had the same voice, and they speak really kind of fast.
This week in the world, you
Yes.
get 'em, boys. That one.
Our boys
Go
in
kill
blue,
people.
all lining up. Sorry.
It's been hard going on the Western Front, but the boys are ready to give the Germans a good kicking.
Take that, Jerry.
I love that stuff. I don't know why.
It's a
so
tough life in the
strange.
trenches, but our boys are perfectly happy. Look at their
They
cheery
love mud.
faces. Go get Fritz.
It's just like cricket, isn't it, boys?
So like the news now.
Look
is
at this
kind of
Tommy.
like,
He's about to throw a grenade back over the trenches.
show him who's boss.
There's I saw this old BBC footage of a guy in southern Spain, like a BBC presenter, and I think it was like an April Fool's joke, but it was delivered in such a deadpan 60s, 70s British way that I wasn't sure if it was a joke until right at the very end. But it's a guy basically saying how the Spanish eat too much tapas, which is why they never get any work done, because they're always napping off their snacking essentially. He's like, they have a tiny breakfast and then they spend most of the mid-morning to afternoon eating small plates of things that not only are they hungry, but they're tired because they have too much wine with it. And then at the end, it shows you some mice in a bodega that are drunk and not getting any work done, which is at the point I'm like, yeah, I think this might be a joke. But it's so weird. They don't open... they don't, let you into the fact that it's a joke right until the very end, and it could just be an old-timey guy being proper racist towards the Spanish.
Yeah.
It's worth looking up. It's why the Spanish get so little work done. Or it might be maybe there's some truth in it anyway, and he's just well, we'll get away with it, and then we'll show some drunk Spanish mice at the end, and then people will think it's a joke.
Remember on our national news over here, BBC News, we had a lass from, I think it was Middlesbrough, who presented it. And apparently they got loads of complaints about her because she didn't have, I guess...
well done. The citizens
BBC
of
Breakfast.
Dover
I know
are
her name.
impressed
She used to be
by
the
railroad.
finance officer, blonde lass. She's from the borough.
Yeah.
Steph McGovern.
It might
Yeah,
be
I believe
her,
so,
yeah,
yeah.
Like people say they couldn't understand her, and she's clear as day. I think it was just a lot of southern,
Yes.
northern phobia,
Yeah. It's won't let me change the route of this train that's unprofitable. Archie, man, make your farm make some more money.
My farm goes at its own pace.
You know, I'm gonna just add it.
Archie eats all the corn before he gets it onto the trains.
Archie loves corn. Not the band, obviously.
Get some of them carrots on, man. How are you?
That's why I'm gonna add the carrots to this crack one. What do I want to build? A small train station. There, we'll get this. Now I need to get this train that makes no money to get some carrots as well. Longplay, you're right. We'll see how the UK will see how much work Europe does with Brexit. Well, they won't get to see how much they do because they won't get to buy anything from them. So anything they make, they'll be like, oh, I guess we'll make our stuff now. My issue was the Scalextrics. If Longplayer knows what Scalextrics is, Scalextrics is I guess it's slot car. As part of my ongoing midlife crisis, I built a slot car track, and basically the brand I like is from the UK, which is a very I guess that was a sort of nostalgia thing. It had to be Scalextrics, not the more popular brands they have in Europe, which I could have easily done the same thing. But I wanted Scalextrics, and then Brexit happened, and now the cars are more expensive to ship to Spain, because they all come from the UK.
Man.
I'm the real victim here of all Brexit,
Yeah,
having to
definitely.
pay an extra £3 for my slot cars.
Why didn't anyone think of the slot car problem that was going to come out of Brexit?
And same company, Model Trains, just putting it out there. It's Hornby. Hornby, who does the trains, also owns Scalextrics.
Oh, do they?
Yep, it's the same parent company. So, yeah.
I just imagine they pass Brexit, and Boris Johnson goes home to treat himself to some Scalextrics so he can relax, and he's like...
Well, he's fine because he's in the UK. But his dad, who's out in Greece on holiday, going,
sorry, yeah,
Boris, send over the trains. I want to get the O gauge out, and he's like, I can't because of the duty. How do I change this train's line as well? Manage train close. Set up a rail line? I'm going to just set up a rail line. Boom. Oh, that is... Hey, what's happening? What is this train line? This train goes everywhere. Is this the Cheyenne to Archie's farm that makes any money? Right. Get that crack on. We're going to Parker Farm.
I think the main question we've got to ask ourselves now is whose farm is better, Archie's farm or was it Ryan's farm or Parker Farm?
Don't go to their farm.
Hang on.
Do you get on with Parker Farm, Archie, or is there
We
a
can
bit
rename
Not-
Parker Farm,
bit of-
can't we?
Saying there's a bit of bad blood would be the understatement of the century, to be honest.
right?
I can't rename
So
Parker
like a
Farm.
you shot my cousin, I killed your wife type of situation.
Here's one.
Close to that, close to that. Just never send us a birthday card, and I've never
There you
forgiven
go.
them.
Long Plains Games.
That means Longplay's going to have to get involved in exactly what the beef is between the two farms.
There's no beef. That's Kelly's Kelly Farm. Kelly Ranch is where the beef is.
That's literally where the beef is.
Locomotive slowed to missing operating supplies. Oh yeah, there's this thing where you have to like, I don't know, build stuff for the trains. Like on a supply tower. Crack-a-lang. Nice. Wait, am I still making money? What's this game speed? Oh, I could have went much faster. Doesn't matter. I'm learning. I'm learning. Longplay says the beef is that there isn't any. Right, is this train making money yet? Long Plain games to ban to fill. We'll see. We'll see.
Longplay and Archie both went to set up beef farms, and there was
Kelly
no
beat
beef,
them
so they
to
had to settle for corn and carrots, and that's where the annoyance comes from.
Meat to Cheyenne. Where's the meat come from? I saw
Kelly,
meat somewhere.
oh, there's some there.
You don't want to be called Lee Breeding to... Have I built it? Oh, I forgot about this train station. I built this one by mistake at the start of the game. Let's get some corn on water.
Yeah,
man.
Longplay, you're a carrot farmer. At least,
Joe,
according to this
James,
game,
don't
you
call
are.
him that.
Pretend carrot farmer's just like a really
Come on.
awful like British slur.
like
like
Banther
with-
herder or something.
Nerf
in Star
herder
Wars.
in Star Wars, isn't it? He
Nerf
calls it a
herder, that's
scruffy
it.
looking nerf herder. Is there not the bit in the Family Guy one where he proper overreacts it to it like it's the N word and he's
Yeah.
like, "That's our word. You can't use that." Mid. Let's get this crown. Supply tower. Oh, I'm smashing
It's going
this
to
game.
turn into a. Do you two know about the Hatfields and McCoys situation in America around Kentucky area that happened?
Mate, yes, there was a HBO series on it. I think a few years
What
ago.
is it
like,
exactly?
Bit of beef between two families, basically.
two families that are
Um,
just like famous for being the most beefed families ever. Like they hate
Yeah.
each other.
That's what I'm imagining is happening between your farm and Longplay's farm.
Like I think like going at it like Hatfields and McCoys or something like that. There is like like a North American expression where you'd say like that's how bad the blood is between two people and or groups is all down to the whole like this family famed for just hating each other.
It's because TV documentaries are the best thing to watch. Longplay, that's why.
Do you guys want a bit of gaming news?
Yeah.
Nah.
Let's do that. Nah, I'm alright for the minute. No, let's do
Update-
I'll let Longplay
update
call
me on
this
the-
one.
Look, tell us more about
Update me on the
trains.
corn situation in North America, Archie.
We've
That's what
got
I
one
want to
no
know.
and
about.
one yes. So it's up to Longplay to decide
We'll have
whether
to-
we get
we'll
this
Put it to the
bit of
public.
gaming news. Yes or no, you get Longplay. The
Alright.
table is yours.
Man, look, on the video game streams, we're voting down the idea of talking about video games. Ah, well, decided
Hello,
to
Australia,
cast by
go for it.
long play. I guess we're gonna.
Fine,
have
I'm
to
gonna
talk
go.
about some
I'm gonna
games.
start up a corn farming stream. Screw you all.
Oh, I forgot.
Well,
how to make
apparently-
train lines.
I don't know how newsworthy this is actually, so I don't even know why I brought it up. Apparently,
That's
EA has patented an adaptive difficulty system that adjusts to keep you playing for longer, and this comes from IGN.com. And it's the idea that, hang on, it looks at the user's historical data and respects more than one game, and generates a retention prediction model. So it'll change the difficulty depending on how you've been playing with the intent of keeping you playing for longer. And the article summarizes that it doesn't believe this is a consumer-friendly idea and that it's basically there for the publisher and the investors.
It's basically like how slot machines work to pay out.
I'm going to
people.
guess so, yes. Well, let's not forget, dynamic difficulty is not like a new thing. Like, games have had it for yonks, but that was kind of like to get you to the end of the game so you didn't like fucking die all the time.
This is more like the matchmaking that puts you in an easy
Possibly.
game when you hit the point of dropping off the game. Because I know that
Yeah,
exists. They know that like
guess
players
that.
don't lose 3 games in a row and still want to
Mhm.
play. So after you lose 3 games, there's like crack on going under the hood in matchmaking that goes right. Put them against some proper scrubs so they can have a win and they'll keep playing, especially in games
So-
that like have you buying crap.
Yeah, I imagine it would look at people like us. For instance, when we're playing something like Rainbow Six Siege, and if we've been losing again and again and again, I'll say, right,
So
put
us
these-
playing
It doesn't
Rainbow
happen,
Six Siege.
obviously. We're very, very good at that game.
we're pros, and we don't let anybody forget that. But if we were to lose, I'm not saying we do, but if we were to lose again and again and again, I guess it would like find other players who were like worse than us, which there are many, of course, and
All
would
of them,
put us against them for longer until
Yeah.
we start getting good again. Then it would sync up players who were like, I think it'd be something like that. That's what would make the most sense to me.
Got
Yeah.
to say, actually, I'm really disappointed in this game news.
Are you really? Oh,
I am,
I
yeah.
can make some news up.
Actually, I'd like to hear what you'd make up.
Yeah, no pressure, Archie. Create content right now.
Isn't this what a lot of sites do anyway? They just lie.
Yeah, they
You
just
could
say
just be the
it's
new.
been
Is it
rumored.
Kotaku? Didn't they just make shit up?
Potentially.
It's been
I'm not
rumored
sure.
that, and then X, Y, and Z just make some shit up and get clicks.
Okay.
Clickbait shit. You're never gonna believe this gaming news that Archie just unearthed. There's the YouTube video with a picture of Archie doing the like
Archie the
Macaulay Culkin face from Home Alone.
Long play's just called Archie the Onion. I think we should make that name stick.
I thought it was crunchy.
No, I
Well,
think
you'll
I
always-
thought
you'll
you
always
were
be
called
crunchy.
the Onion because of the smell.
I thought it's because he absolutely loved onions.
That's hence the smell. Archie lives on 100% onion diet.
And why I'm always crying.
I think that's something else, pal, and onions aren't going to fix it.
There's so many layers to Archie's deep character.
Is that an onion pun?
That wasn't a pun. I was being really like very obvious about it.
Yeah, I guess.
And Long Play says if he needed
Oh, that's good.
just one more reason to avoid EA.
What? Because you're the onion.
Well, what else would it be, James?
Because of Archie. If you need a reason to avoid anything, it's Archie. Oh. Who said we're his friends?
He started it. You called him the onion. You gave us fuel.
I know, Long Play. Your
It's not our
fault.
fault. It's not our fault it turned into a raging fire of insults.
Oh no, I have might have broken the game. So they are like, they're not letting me build any railways anywhere until I connect Amarillo. But I can't afford to connect Amarillo because it's fucking miles away.
All right, here's the breaking games news. Gordon Ramsay will be the playable character in season 8 of Fortnite. How about that?
I
Breaking
want that
news,
to
you
be
heard it
true.
here first.
I want
That
that
actually,
to
yeah,
be true.
that's a possibility that might actually happen. I reckon.
And it's gonna have like
Maybe
puns.
maybe season 26.
Yeah.
To be honest, Epic and Fortnite have no shame. Like
The
There is-
Hell's
there is-
Kitchen series.
there is no like creative integrity left in that game anymore. Like once it
Which
became
one,
as popular as
Fortnite?
it was, yeah. Once it hit the popularity it got, they were like cash time essentially. Like, they're like, let's cash in on every flipping thing possible. Oh, I'm meant to connect to here as well. Damn it.
You need a fort. I said a.
You need a fort?
I was gonna say a Fortnite skin, and I nearly said foreskin.
Is that not what the kids are calling them? Is that not what they're I think they should start calling Fortnite skins foreskins.
All right. Okay.
What the little foreskins doing now? They're playing Fortnite upstairs.
No, I mean the skins in the game. Don't call them PS4 skins.
No, the people who play Fortnite are called foreskins now.
Oh, I like Minecraft. Minecraft forgives Fortnite for burying Minecraft, and oh, should we buy a brewery? Sorry, I'll get back to how much I like Minecraft in a second.
Called it something to do with I don't know, Bandit Brewery or something.
Yeah.
Can you name it?
Probably. It's my brewery. I can call it what I want. But I don't mind Minecraft. I like the survival side of it. I mean, it is a flipping huge game. Don't get me wrong. It's too big, and they do cash in with loads of crap as well. But at its core, I like the concept of Minecraft, mainly because it has a lot of mining, and I'm a Geordie, so maybe it's that.
There's an element of crafting.
That's all I don't even craft shit on it. I just dig. That's kind of like I get into this like flow state of just digging shit and just literally just doing shifts of if I'd craft anything, I would craft pasties and then
Coco,
eat them.
come in. Look at the size of this hole I've dug today.
Well done, Joe.
That's a really big hole you've dug there.
Not as big as my hole, though.
Excuse me.
Oh dear.
No, no. Right. It's good. It's good, right? And you can just if you want to build a big hole, you can build a big hole. Do you dig a big hole? I guess. I don't know. It's like an idle game for me the way I play it. Just
I have never once booted that game up, like Minecraft.
both
I've just got
in
this
response
image
to
of Joe
Long
just
Play's
building
comment,
a
my what a
massive
hole you've
hole."
dug yourself, both figuratively and literally by the sounds of things. We've just this needs to speed up so I can have some more money. Because the game should have told me if you build a train station at the edge of the map, you can't build any others until you connect it back up with your rail network. You can't make like satellite networks. It has to be connected to your like hometown. So I'm a bit fucked. Alright, man. The secret bandit Dom would like Minecraft. He likes
Digging holes.
No, he'd be the other kind of player. He'd be the one that would spend like 800 hours perfectly like replicating a place or a thing in like God mode. Do you not remember when he what was it, Forza, the one where he built the Newcastle Brown Ale car? Did he show you that,
No.
Archie? I'm sure we were around
You
Dom's
probably
house one
did.
time,
That rings a bell.
where he'd created a livery. It was probably Forza. It was probably one of the earlier Forzas, but he'd created a livery that was the entirely like Newcastle Brown Ale, but he'd also like had to create like custom decals. Decals?
Decals.
I don't know. Yeah, the second I sound like that's not the right way around. is it?
Butler, can you
No.
pass me my decals, please? I need to put them on my car.
My motor vehicle's looking a bit bland.
I must have my new decals.
How's it pronounced? Decals. No, decals. Is it a flat A? Decal stickers, right? So you had to get these stickers, so he made all these custom stickers out of geometric shapes to recreate like the Newcastle Brown Ale logo, including like blue star with silhouette of the like Newcastle skyline in the background, which is somewhat complex, and also why, Dom? Because this was at a time before you could like even share them and like post them online or anything. You just like did it, and it was just like there on his hard drive. And like, this is the game, and he's like, I haven't played it. Yeah, he hadn't done a single race on this game. He realized there was a livery editor and just went with that, and just was like, yep, sorted.
Of course.
It's such a Dom kind of thing, though. Oh man, can I move him out the way? Right, this game's taking the piss now. I need to get around these rocks. Minecraft would just dig them up, but you know.
You wouldn't though, Joe. You just dig straight down. You just build a big hole.
Oh yeah. I think
Do you know that many people call the vast stretch of land between the Mississippi and California the Great American Desert? Those fools.
Long Play says summer in it
Once
for
my
races, summer
railroad
in
has
it for the
opened
glory,
everything
and
up, the value of
some
these
just
lands
always
will
wanted
go
to make
through the roof.
decals. That's how he typed it in the chat. So I'm just saying it how he pronounced it in the chat. Decals. Right, I finally joined this flipping train station up. I might be able to build some other trains.
DeCall does sound like a rapper.
Yeah, DeCall. Yeah,
DeCall. You got the new DeCall album.
it's a pretty sweet name actually.
Hmm.
Dibs.
Oh no, really? It's too slow on that one. DeCall. Nice.
No one in the
So-
world except Joe pronounces it as DeCalls.
I don't know why I pronounced it decal as well. That's like not even in
Isn't that
keeping
like
with my accent.
remember when Dom used to pronounce IKEA?
It's
Does
actually
he?
IKEA. They've started like rebranding and that kind of.
IKEA. I must get to IKEA for some of the latest decals.
It's they no. If you watch the adverts now, they have the actual like Swedes on it, not the vegetables. For people in North America, Swedes are a type of turnip. If you don't have Swedes, I think you just call them rutabagas. I'm not saying like vegetable Swedes, if you get me. And yeah, they've an actual Swedish person pronouncing it IKEA on the advert. So I think they're getting rid of like the I in IKEA and pronouncing it IKEA. So Dom
Never going to leave the northeast though, is it?
Well, Dom started it, I guess, with his
He's a trendsetter.
IKEA. I don't know. He still
Yeah, Joe,
pronounces it
answer Long
Monsters.
Play's question. What kind of decals do Dakar racers use?
Oh, I think maybe I was supposed to read that question out. What kind of what
Oh.
kind of decals did Dakar racers use? I did all right there.
Is
Dakar?
Dakar the
Is it not
the desert
Dakar?
racing?
Actually, hang on. Is it not pronounced Dakar? The Dakar Rally, not the Dakar. Oh, I don't know. God damn it. Oh,
The decals in Dakar.
fall mainly on the plane.
So is it Toka or Toka?
Oh, the touring car thing. It's Toka.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that because I watched the touring
It's
cars.
Takar.
Tokar. T-O-C-A. Tokar.
See the
Tokar.
decals of that.
The Tokar touring
Tokar.
cars.
Has anyone seen the Takar car that's riding in the Dakar rally with the decals?
He spat everywhere. Jesus.
I used to love Toka back in the day.
Like
I
those
like the
games, they're
cheap way you
remaking
can
them,
get
you
the
know.
tanks.
Yeah. Was it not like just Seamasters? You put your name down
Well, I
as
need to empty the
Seamasters.
dog.
I think he means to take his dog out, not like hollow it. unless it's a Minecraft mod I haven't seen where you just hollow out dogs.
Oh my god. I got
Poor
dark and
thing with a
graphic.
pickaxe.
Oh my god.
Oh, excellent! Slavery's been abolished. About time.
Hey, that might be the. That's the. Just leave that up there, Joe.
Should I just be?
That's just the end of the stream right now.
I'll tell you what.
Slavery
Well, how
abolished,
can you get better
mission
than that?
accomplished.
Look, like it's good that it's happened, but also, I am a horrible, horrible business tycoon in the mid 19th century. I've got a lot of railway to build. Like, is this like an in-game mechanic that's going to affect me? Like, is track going to cost more that I have to like pay people?
Probably.
No, because
don't know.
otherwise this is like a pointless
That
news
made no
article.
sense. Well, do you not feel good about yourself for doing that?
I didn't abolish it. It just happened. That
It was,
wasn't.
Ar-
it
it was
wasn't an
Archie's
objective.
farm that managed to get that
Oh,
abolished.
yeah, of course.
Archie's farm was not the center of the like.
Took hundreds of
American
years to
Civil
abolish
War.
slavery. I've done it in like an hour and 20 minutes.
Jesus. Yeah. Maybe we should leave it there now that slavery's been abolished and we're treading on
the
some
game,
very
the
thin
game's
ice.
complete now.
Well, you know what? Like, is it about building a successful railway empire, or is it about abolishing slavery and racial equality? Because
think-
if it's about the latter, I think we've done it.
We've completed
Roll
the game.
credits. We're done.
We're
Okay, I
done.
can roll credits. Oh no, it doesn't let you roll credits from there. I just went boom, completed it, mate. Done it.
Just bring
Slavery-
up MS Paint and write our names on it.
I just open that screenshot and just like sign it like we did it.
Job done.
Job done. Oh, this is actually alright once you get into it, but the menus are a bit clunky and hard to remember when you're also trying to stream and pronounce.
A lot of these
Django
management
Death.
games with things like this, and I think Total War and even like Civilization, where there's a lot of like micromanagement going on, I always find them quite hard to get into because there's a lot to like learn.
All the
and
memories
the tutorials,
and systems.
Yeah, and the tutorials are always like really kind of bad at telling you how to do it. Like
this guy, you can find out any. I think this guy's been sat here for about 30 years. By the way, I've literally I just went off on my own shit and like started building tracks. He's like, you can find out any city's current need. I don't even know where Cheyenne is. Oh, there it is. Town information, cloth for export, passengers waiting, mail waiting. Yep, but it doesn't. I guess
As you
I've
can
got to click
see,
here.
Cheyenne
Oh, there. He's
currently
actually going to tell us some
needs
shit now.
only a
Should
handful
listen to
of
him like
goods,
30 years
and
ago.
can only deliver goods that are in demand. As the city grows, it will demand further goods.
I need to
At the
supply
moment,
grain
it can
and
supply
wood.
grain and wood.
Ah, see.
Both of these goods are available to the
you
north.
go.
so, the big question is, Joe,
Connect
is
Cheyenne to
how many
timber
pints
business and a
is
wheat
this
farm,
game?
and establish a
many
new
pints?
rail
On the,
line that
on the
connects
rating
both to
scale?
Cheyenne.
Oh, I didn't realize that was our rating scale. I thought that was how we
Well,
evaluated
I think it's going to have to be from now on.
I don't even know where how this rating scale works. Like, what is a good out of what?
I was just hoping you would just see a random number and leave it at that. It's like
Just
definitely
go-
4 pints.
It's a classic cheeky 5 pints the one too many, or four pints on a school night. I guess that's the rule, isn't
I
it?
like that. 4 pints on a school night. Everybody, stick that on Metacritic.
4 pints on a school night is like, I don't know. I
Oh,
always
it's
found that
dangerous,
was the
that.
ideal amount. No, 4 was good. I remember every time I had that 5th pint, the following day at work, I was like, didn't need that 5th pint. Didn't need it all.
When I was
as they
younger,
rang the bell.
4 pints on a school night was a bit easier, but as I'm, getting slightly older, it's definitely you feel it a bit more.
4 pints on a school night works for me and still does and always has, but it's just that 5th one that. But I think that was because we'd arrive at the pub at 8 and have to go out at 11. So in that time frame, like 4 pints was nice, and that 5th pint was always a rushed one. If you get me, like that was always the like I've had 4 pints, but they've just rang the bell for last orders, so I'm gonna get a cheeky last one in and have to polish it off in like 20 minutes, whilst also finishing off the dregs of my 4th pint. So you end up just like absolutely down in that 5th pint. So this game isn't that 5th pint. This game is probably 3 pints. It's not peak. I mean, it's not going to replace Transport Tycoon and or the Open Transport Tycoon, which is free, by the way. Like, instead of playing this, go get Open Transport Tycoon, because that is like old school management sim, but like open source and like made by the community, and it's just like it is just the real I am of transport management sims. But this is still canny. This is still canny. I didn't get into as much as Tropico. I think they published the same crack on, but you know. No,
4
it's good.
pints on a school night. There we go. The official banded rating.
4 pints on a school night. There we go. Well, yeah, I guess we'll end it there because I'm on my 3rd pint as is, and
Only 3, Paul.
well, the
Control.
4th one's coming, but it's not really the amount of beer I've had. It's about the amount of beer that is passing through me. So I guess it's kind of time for me to empty the dog, if you catch me drift, and we should probably call it a day here. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and you just know where to find us. You know the crack on social media, indie bandits, and come check out the Discord. And we're currently rejiggering that as well. We're fine tuning it, I guess we'll call it. And
We're deleting 80% of the channels, essentially.
it's a bit of a big bloated mess. Yeah, we'll sort it out. But come join the good channels are staying. So if you want to come and flog your indie games and that. Do it in our channel on Discord. And we'll see you next time to continue celebrating indie games with us.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-ra!
Just later.
Cool. Cheers, guys. Bye.